Hey guys, I thought I would just pop back in here and record the coloring part again, in the event that my big head was in the way for all of that, because that's the most important piece here, and that way we'll have just a separate place for it in the blog post anyway. That will be easier to follow. So I'll keep a watch on the screen for your comments and keep my head out of the video. All right, I'm going to start. So let me show you what I have. I have a little shot glass of water here, and then I have my inks. I need polished pink and old olive and daffodil delight. And I am going to put polished pink on the largest one, add water from that. I do that rather than create a pool and stamp in the lid, just because that's part of my weirdness. There's not a wrong way or a right way, just different ways. Okay, so now that I have that, I can add some water to each one, and I'm going to do that just by squeezing this little guy and adding some drops of water on each one. Okay, and then I also need to wet my image. So we're doing this even a little different than we did on the last one, because I didn't wet my image to start with. Not the whole image. And I've got that really, really wet. Maybe even too wet to start. I would need to dry it off a little. And we started with the green last time, so let's start with the green this time. Oh, except that that's yellow, Michelle, not green. Goodness. And I have very little color here to start. I'm going to blend that out. And I would argue that even though that brush looked clean in my testing, this seems to have some blue to it. Okay, so there is a base of the green. Now I could, like I said, could heat dry, hit that with the heat gun and dry it a little bit. And I'm going to add, just going to come over all of the flour again, add some water to it. This fluid paper will take a lot of water. I could not do this on shimmer white, and I certainly can't do it on basic white cardstock, regular or thick. But when the cardstock is really wet, as you can see it is here, the water just runs. And I've even got some green running into pink, which probably means I should blot that a little bit. And depending on what definition I want between my in my pink, I can let that dry before I add some more color. I've got a little bit of water pooled, and I'm just letting that run a little bit by turning the cardstock. But if I want any definition, I need to let my layers dry a little bit before coming back. So we'll let that dry a little bit, and we can go on and do some of the yellow. So I'm just rinsing the pink off my brush. And just going to come over here to these yellow. Add a little Daffodil Delight there while we let the pink dry. Maybe it's a good time to come back in with some more green. Back to blotting there. And I'm just adding more color at the base. Oh goodness, I just picked up Daffodil Delight. And I brought in some more water because I didn't quite like what that was doing. Okay, let's come back and add some more pink. This is like having open ink pads over here. Trying to keep my brush in the right ones. And I'm just picking up some water to get this very lightest pink. And then back in for some of the dark. Maybe, for whatever reason, the pink really wants to meet up with that leaf down there. All right, clean the pink off. Grab some Daffodil Delight there. I really like the way the green, the leaves are turning out now. And I'm going to just so there is another version of that flower, and as you can see, it's still very wet. And it really went outside the line. So that's what happened when I spritzed it and I got water over the whole thing. So I think that on this third one, I'm going to do more of a controlled wet. But I'll turn the video off for that. You've seen enough of this for today. I hope that my head stayed out of the way of this one. Thanks, everybody.